Hey guys, what's up? How are you guys? And how are all of you doing? Today we're going to bring a very special topic on the demand of our viewers, that is preparation of structural drawings. So friends, we have put up in our channel various videos on how to design a building using various softwares. You can check them out. But today we're going to discuss how to prepare the final drawing sheets. So we're going to discuss how you're going to use the results of the software into the final structural drawing sheet, which will be put into execution. We are going to pick up a project which has been designed in Tekla Structural Designer. The link of the video in which the design of the building is done, you can also have that, and in our description also. And here we'll see how to use those data and use that particular Tekla Structural Designer file to create our structural drawing. So we'll just go through the structural drawing in phases. First, let us study about the foundation layout. So basically we have two things while going for the foundation layout. So if we can discuss the steps, basic steps of this foundation layout. And basically when you have a plot, we have a building plot, suppose let's say of any time dimensions, and then you need to measure that particular plot, and after measuring you need to mark the positions of the foundations in that particular plot before construction of the building. So for that you need the foundation layout, in which you can see the center to center distances between the columns have been mentioned, and you for the sizes you will have this particular foundation schedule. So let's check out the foundation schedule here. So as you can see, this is the particular schedule of footing here. So this is the schedule of footing in which the various sizes of the footing are mentioned, and this is the plan of the footing here, and this is the section in which all the detailed levels are mentioned. So now we are going to create this particular foundation layout in the Tekla with the help of the Tekla Structural Designer software, and we will draft this exactly as we are going to present a project. So let's get started. So I have all the files which I have got from the Tekla Structural Designer. I'm going to open one of the files which contains our foundation layout. So we're going to view that particular foundation layout file, and after viewing that we'll also customize it as per our preference, because we like to have all the elements of the structural design in one particular place, as we have it here, the foundation layout. So let's study a bit more about the foundation layout. We have this in the structural drawing, we have 6 types of footing, and we have this footing schedule here in which the sizes and the depth and the reinforcement details are mentioned, and number 1. And number 2, next we'll move to the plinth beam layout. So the plinth beam layout, all the sizes and the particular dimensions, or sorry, layout of the plinth beam has been mentioned. Suppose we have the PB1, and if you want to know the detail of the PB1, you should go into the plinth beam schedule. So in this plinth beam schedule, so we this is the PB1, the size is 213 to 300. This is the reinforcement which is used at the top, at the bottom, and extra top, this two, and this is one is the extra bottom. So we'll discuss about all of them in detail. So let's move on to this particular drawing. As you can see, this is the foundation layout which we have obtained here. So, and this is the foundation schedule, but we are going to do certain amount of changes here. So how to do these changes also we'll discuss them, and after that only we'll just prepare the final sheet. So let's go create a new AutoCAD file here, and this is a new AutoCAD file. I'll just press F7 because I want to not show the grids here. So after that, first thing I'll do is I want to set the units here. So we want to set the units to units, we want to give as decimal, and this particular units we want to give as millimeters, which is the most precise. Precision will be 0, and after that we'll click on OK. And after, what we will do is we will go to annotate and we'll set our text style. So here we'll go and set a particular text style for our drawing here. So here we'll go to a new one and we'll name as T100, because we are assuming a scale of 100 here. Click on OK, and from Arial we'll go to Times New Roman here, and this particular height of the text will give as 200, and this particular will just do as apply and close. Here also in the dimensions we'll just click here and create a new dimension here, and this will be your new, and this will be your D100, and we'll go with continue. And after that, first of all we'll go to text and set the text which you have just set T100, and the text height is automatically taken. As you can see, text alignment we want it aligned with dimension line, and then symbols and arrows, the arrow size will do as 150 mm, and then this particular thing will do as over the dimension line without leader, this particular dimension style, and primary units decimal and precision of 0. And after that we'll just click on OK, and we'll just do this as set current. After that we'll just click on this leaders here and create a new leader, and we'll just name this as L100 and continue. And after that we'll just do this as we'll just change the content here, and this text style will just change this T100. And after doing that, in the leader structure we can also change the particular arrow size as well. Here we let's see what we have, this type and color, and this is the arrowhead. This arrowhead will just do as 150 and click on OK. So we'll set this as the current one. That's all. So now we are going to present all our structural drawing in a single sheet. So we're going to use a particular A1 size sheet. If you Google it, you can find the size of the A1 size sheet is 841 into 594. So we're going to go to home, we're going to take a rectangle, click anywhere in the CAD file. So we're going to go 841, 594. So this is an A1 sheet, and we're going to select this, and we can also create the inner dimensions as well. As you can see, if you just closely observe this sheet here, so we'll have a higher dimension here and lower dimension here. So let's go with O enter, which is the offset, and an offset of 20 mm. Let's see, take an inner offset of 20 mm here, and another offset will take of 5 mm. So like that we can create this sheet here. And also we'll just select this and SC enter, take this as our base point, and then we'll give a scale of 100, because we have considered the scale in the drawing as well as in the particular text size. So if you want to note more details about this particular scale, we can make a separate. So if you want detailed video on the scale, we'll just upload it later. So after that we'll just go and select an offset here. Let's give O enter, an offset of 2000, and let's see whether it will be sufficient for the text or not. So or else we can just give this particular offset later also. So we'll give it later. So first of all, let's place our this thin beam layout here. So we'll just select this particular drawing here, and we can just select this, and we can select this and paste it here. As you can see, we can paste it here later, inside later. I'll just do the changes here, and after that we can paste it. Ctrl+V. Okay, again just copy it properly here like this. Copy this, Ctrl+C, that is copied, and after that Ctrl+V, and done. So after that we can also copy the particular schedule here in this schedule also we can just copy, or else we have this diagram anyway, that one also you can select and then copy it here. So after that what we're going to do is, so what happens is that when we go for the actual execution, we may prefer similar types of footing, so that if we have an area of, let's say, 1600 square feet, we want 4 to 5 types of footing. So the more the types, the more the drawing becomes complicated. So we want simple footing sizes, but having said that, once we have designed this footing, we cannot reduce the size because this is the minimum size required, but we can increase the size and group these particular footings. So here we'll make an attempt to group these footings, and after that we'll just place these footings in its place. So first of all, here let's see what are the parameters. So we have the length, the length are the same, for the length and the breadth both are the same, and we have the depth, and we have the reinforcement also, it's more or less the same. So what it is telling is, if you can ignore the 5T because it represents the number of bars, so 12 mm bars at the spacing of 225 center to center. So if we just observe this, so minimum we have 12 mm bars at the rate 125 center to center. So we can provide that all through in all the directions. That will be safe because this is the minimum one. So the bars will just fix this, and let's open an Excel just to show you. Let's open an Excel file and we'll just write here. Let's say this will be our mark. Okay, and this will be our L and B, because both are the same here, and the reinforcement is anyway same here, and so we're not going to touch upon the reinforcement. We're going to, these are the three other variables. So let's go with the first one. So the first one is size is 1050 into 1050, but let's search for the lowest one. So we'll start from the lowest one. So we have a 1200, and let's see whether we have any dimensions less than 1200 here. So 1050 we have, that is the lowest till now, and 1100, 1500, 1550, 50. Okay, so 1050 is the lowest dimension which we have. So we'll just write this, give this as mark F1, and this to write this is 1050. The depth is depth we'll have here as 300 mm. So this depth is 300, and let's do this as now give this 1, give this 2, and then we'll have the next size, it's 1100, the depth is 350. So it's 1100 and the depth is 350. And the third one is your, what is the third one? Third one we have here is so we're going to also write here how many number of footings we have encountered here. So till now we have one number, this one number, this one. Okay, if we have any, we'll just add this. Okay, so next footing size we'll have here 1100, and then 1500, 1300, anything below 1300 will just 1200. 1200 also will have. So we can simply, the ones which we have taken, we can just mark in a different color, so that we can just, let's mark it in red so that we can distinguish them from the others. So this is done, and after that we go for the 1200 one. So 1200, this we have two sizes of the 1200. So we'll just take this, mark this as red. So we'll here, what we'll do, length and breadth is 1200 and depth is 350, and the number is 2 till now. So the fourth one, now the length and breadth for the fourth one. So for the fourth one, and after 1200, well, we have a 1300, we have a 1300, yes, we have a 1300 here, and so we'll also mark it, and this will be our 1300 and 1300. Depth is 350, number is 1 till now, and fifth one, let's see how many types of footing we have here. So anything 1400, do we have 1400 here? 1450 will have. So these two ones, let's mark them, and so we'll have here 1450, 1450, and the depth, what will be the depth? The depth will be 400. Depth is 400. Number of footings 2. Let's go for the sixth one. So for the sixth one, what we have here, anything after 1450, 1500, 1500, and any more 1500, no, So 1500 we'll have here. So we'll just select this, give it a color, and then we'll go for here for 1500 into 1500, and the depth here, depth will go for 400 depth, number is 1. The next we have seen a 1550. Let's see the depth here for the 1550 and also the number. So 1550, how many we have? We'll have one here of depth 400, and another 1550 we'll have here of depth 400. This one. This one we have. So any other 1550 will have? No. So this 1550 of depth 400 will have two numbers of size 1550. So eighth one, what we'll have here in the 8th one. So in the 8th one, we'll have a 1600 size of depth 450. So anything more than 1600 here, 1650 also will have. So here let's do this, make this as red and give the size as your 1600, 450, one we have, and the other we have of 1650, 450 and 1. So we'll mark this one as well, 1650, this one. We have 1650 here. Mark this. So this is done, and after the 1650, okay, suppose I think we have missed on this 1550 here, so we'll just mark it there and increase the one number 1550. I will add this to this category, so we'll just mark this as red, and here in the 1550 we'll just do this as 3. Okay, then the 10th number. So then what dimension do we have here? So we'll have this particular dimension of 1850, 1750. So 1750, 1750, 450. Let's just do this. 1750, 1750. Sorry, 450. 1750 into 1750, 450. We have this one footing, and the 11th number footing, and the 12th number. I guess we have 12 number footing here. So 11th number footing we have 1850, 1850, 500. So here 1850, 1850 and 500. We have this two, and two of these and two of okay, one we have this 1900 and 1900. Just follow our tradition of marking this red, and the next one will be 1900 and 1900 and 500. So this one will do this as 1900 cross 1900, sorry, cross 500, 1900, 1900 cross 500. One we have this, and the next one will have this as a 1950 into 1950 into 500. One of these we have. So these two are also covered here. So as you can see, we have 13 types of our footings. So we can put them in a group. We'll do that, but before that, let's arrange them, and after that we can change these marks, and we can arrange them as per the practical considerations, practical field considerations. Suppose you want to make them a group of let's say 5 or 6. How to do that? We'll just do that. But first of all, if we want to give all the the dimensions, like whatever it is mentioned, what to do, how to do that, we'll learn that first, and after that we'll just arrange them in a better way. So we'll do that, and if you want to, we'll center this and mark this as well. Okay, so let's do the first step. So As you can see, this diagram is looking a bit of like here and there, so we'll just arrange them. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll get rid of this particular grids, these bubbles. If any one of you is still wondering how we got this diagram, you can go to the description, you can watch the link below how we made this Tekla Structural Designer file, and here how we made this particular Tekla Structural Designer file. You can watch that, and after that you can come back to this video. So we're going to delete this, and we will delete this also. So after deleting them, what we're going to do, we want all of them in a particular layer here. By layer, okay, just made everything black here. So here, if you just click on select this one, if you just select this, you can select them like that, avoiding the particular grid lines. I'm going for the left to right selections so that I can avoid the grid lines. So now after the grid lines are gone, now what we can do is we can simply name this particular footings as per our choice here. So before doing that, before naming that, we can also just name this as, let's say, this is our PB1 here. So PB1 is basically our this one mark number, and this PB1 is 1050 to 1050. So we'll just put this in the category 1. So this is the category 1, and we'll just double click here, or we can simply, what we can do is we can go to annotate, and or else you can go to home here and go to text here, and then we'll have a particular multi-line text, and here we'll just do this as 1, and this will be, because this will be as per our standard size here, so this will be 1, and the next one, this PB2. So PB2 is basically our 1100 to 1101. So 1100 to 1100, we'll have it as Mark 2. So we'll just use the Mark 2 here. Just select this and copy this to here, and here we'll just write this as Mark 2, and here in the PB3 we'll have size of 1500 to 1500. So the PB3 1500 size is 6:1. So this is our, you can see this is of the Mark 6. So what we'll do is we'll just do as write a 6 here. Just select this, copy, and just do a 6 here, and then delete this, and in the PB4 we'll have a 1715 to 1750. So 1750 will have a 10, and here we'll just do this as select this and copy this and make this as our 10. So next will be PB5. So like that we can do all of that. I'll just skip and do the naming for all of this, and after that we'll proceed. So now we have marked them as per our this 13 types of footing. So now what we can do is, now for the final footing layout, what you can do is you can copy this and let's put it somewhere else. The original one remains safe, and after that we can arrange it or group it. So for grouping we can't reduce the size, but we can increase the size of some footings. Let's say we'll put this 3 in a single group, so we'll give it a size of, let's say, we'll just copy this particular options here. This will be the final one. So here, and included, we'll add a column included here, and we'll mark of the footing will be F1, and length and breadth will be 1200, and the depth will be 350, and then number of that will be this 2 plus 3 plus 4 footings will include in this, and included will be mark 1 comma mark 2 and mark 3 of that. All this will be included in this, and you can also have that on another one as original which mark it is included in. So originally it is mark 3, and we have included this. So this particular F1 size we have done this, and all these 3 are done here, and for the next 2 we'll just give a mark of F2 here. So for the next mark we have 1300 and footings of size 1300, and then we have sizes of 1450, 1500 and 1550. So we can do the further marks. So the F2 one we'll just keep this as 1300 and depth 350 and number as 1, we'll just keep them. And for the F3 one we'll just what we'll do is we can include this size of 1550, and then the depth of 400, and the number it will include is this included will be your, in this 1550, this mark 7 comma mark 6 and mark 5. So 5, 6, 7 will be included here. So we'll just do this 5 comma 6 comma 7. So this will be included here. Original is obviously 7, and the number which we have here is 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 3 6 number of footings of this type F3, and then we'll go with F4. And for the F4, as you can see, F4 will go with a depth of let's say we can go with a depth of 1750, or else we can go with a depth of 1650 or 1750, option between them. Let's go with 1650, and this depth will provide as 450 here, and number of this particular footing will be 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3, and included will be your, it will start from here, that is 8, 9 and 10, 8, 9, 10. So these things will be included here. Original is obviously 10, and we'll have another footing of mark F5, and the F5 size will be your we can have it as this we had as 8, 9, 10. Okay, this was 8, 9, 10, so this was 1750, not 1650, it was 1750. This was included in that. Okay, so next footing we can have as mark your 1900, and in that particular mark of 1900 we'll give depth of 500, and then we'll include this number of footings will be 3, and included footings will be your 11 and 12 mark footings are included here, and original one is obviously the 12 one, and or else we can just do this one in that category as well. Let's do this as 1950, and then this particular thing will go up to 4, and included will be 12, 11, 12, 13, and original will be your 13. So we have come down to marks, 5 marks here, and the reinforcement which we'll use here, reinforcement, since it's the same in X and Y reinforcement, we'll use here 12 mm reinforcement, at the rate 125 center to center. So this is the reinforcement which we are going to use here. I'm going to increase the text here because this is the minimum reinforcement which we have in this table as we had discussed earlier. So you can provide the the maximum one, sorry, maximum reinforcement with the minimum spacing, because that becomes the maximum reinforcement. So this is the one. So like this we can use it in our table. We can create a table as per our structural drawing like this. This one. So similar to this, we can create a footing here. So we'll have a footing mark, we'll have a footing size, we have a depth and reinforcement along x, reinforcement along y. So like that we can create that table here in the AutoCAD. And also we can before creating that, we can arrange that this particular diagram as well. So for arranging this, what we can do is we can change this particular diagram first. So for changing that, we'll just go with the F1. So F1 includes 3. So 1 to 3 will become this 3. So here we'll just delete this. We'll just take this 1, 2, and this will become 3 here. So we'll search for 3 here. This is 5, this is 10. So as you can see here, number 1, 2, 3 original will be 3, that is this one. So this one is the size of the 3 here. So we'll copy this, and I will use this option of copy here. Select the middle point and then place it in here and in here. So this is placed here, and after that we can name this as your F1. F1 has been named here. So we'll copy this name to here and in here. So we can delete the earlier names right now. So for checking, we have 3 F1s, and here you can check that we have 3 F1s. So F1 is done. So for the F2, we'll have the size of 1300 into 1300, and the mark of this F1 is 4. So original is 4, included is 4. We'll just miss that. So we'll just do this as F2, the number with 4. This one will do as F2, and after that we'll go with proceed with F3. So for the F3 we have this 6 number of footings, and 7 is the original one, and that will be pasted in 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 have to be deleted. Let's delete 6, and then 5 also will delete. And 5 and 6 have been deleted. So after that we'll just copy this 7, copy center, and then paste it at the center of 6 here, and also we have 5 here, and also we have 5 here. So this we are going to do as F3. And we will paste this F3 into 5, 7, 6. So let's count the number of F3 we have. 1, 2, this one will also be F3. So 3, that will be 3, and then 4, then 5 number of F3s, as you can see here. So there are 6 here, so let's count again. So there, okay, we have missed that, so there will be 6 here. So let's count the F3, 1 2 3 4, and then in the next row we don't have any F5 6 7 5 6, so 6 number of F3. So our calculation is correct here. Now going for the F4. So for the F4 we have 1750 to 1750. The number is 3 1 each, and the original is 10 8 9 10. So 8 9 10 we'll just eliminate all 8 and 9. If when we find that 10 is the original one, and that will be our F4, and we can copy that F4 here to the different levels here, that is 8 9 and 10. 9, we have I think an 8 here right here, and so 8 9 and 10 will be our F3, sorry F4. So these two are F4, your 8 9 and 10, 3 F4s we have, and 3 is there in the description. Okay, so we're good here, and final one is 1950, original is 13, we will paste it in 11 and 12. So 11 12 13 will be F5. So here this 11 and then $12 and 13, this is F5. Copy. So we'll have F5 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 it is, and this naming also you can copy from here to here to here to here. So after we have copied it, we can simply give a text here. Let's take a text here, and we'll just write here in this below, and we'll write here in caps foundation layout, and we're going to go Ctrl plus A, Ctrl plus B, bold, and Ctrl plus U for the underline, and increase the size. So after that, for the center lines, what we'll do, as you can see the orientation of the center lines, what we have here, we'll just check the orientation. So we will make a representation here with the help of alphanumeric, and then start from here and give the dimensions. So for that, we can start with the dimensions. Dimensions have been taken, and this is the first one, and we can simply copy this and move this dimension to lower level. Make sure the ortho turned on, This is the first one, and the next dimension select this, move it down. Next one, next, if required we can increase the size. Also, we'll just take a line here, select this, EX enter, and then select all these lines here. They will extend. We can use as much as we can. Align dimensions we are taking here. And for the next one, so okay, it's also important that the dimension lines which you don't require, you can delete them. Like this two doesn't have any footing, this two doesn't have any footing here, this one also doesn't have any footing, this one also doesn't have any footing. So you can delete the lines which are not required. So that will reduce the space which is available. So now that's better. Okay, let's see if we need this line as well. Whether this is the center of any footing. So this is this footing center, this is this footing center, and okay, the side line is not any footing center, so we don't need this line. So we'll just delete this and let's select this and delete this. We'll start from here. This is the center of every footing which you are having. Okay, so now we can move this down as well and go with the other dimensions. And then when we can reduce the size, trim this. For the alphanumeric representation, what we can do, we can create a rectangle. Let's give it a size of 300, comma 450. Okay, that I can create another size, I think. Let's give it 200, comma 450. This shape looks better. Even we can go for a lesser size also. Let's go with 200, comma 450. That is the best one. We'll just select this, and we can select this also. Or else you can, let's go for a thinner one. Let's go for 100, comma 450. That is better. So here we can hatch it, hatch enter. We'll just click anywhere inside for hatching it, and can find a proper hatching. So after that, after hatching that, what you can do, we can create a circle here, center diameter, same diameter of 400, let's give, and we will place the circle here, and we will take a text. Let's take this text, copy this, so we will first of all we will edit this name, I'll call it A, and the A, we can move it to the center, and after that I'm just going to select this and move this. So this is my alphanumeric dimension here. So like that we can move around and copy this and to this and to this. After that this will be, we'll call it B, call it C, we call it D. And for this, let's delete the unnecessary lines first. And then we can take a line along this, select this, EX enter, extend all the lines required, and then again you can check the pattern in the structural drawing. It goes from top to bottom. So align dimensions we are taking. So take the dimensions. So after these dimensions are given, just move this further a little bit to how much you can go. We can then use the trim command. After this is trimmed, you can delete that, and after that we'll go with select this, unselect this, and then okay, we'll select the entire one first and then copy that to here, and after that we'll select this and deselect this using the shift option with the option of rotate, and rotate that like this, and then select this, move it to turn on the ortho, turn off the ortho actually, and we'll name it as, double click on it and we'll rename it 1, place it at the center, little bit right, and then we're good to go. Copy, paste, 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 and paste. So after that, what we can do, just rename this 2, just rename this as 3, just rename this as 4, 4, rename this as 5. After that, delete this file. Now what we can do is we can, if you want, we can reduce this, draw a line here, turn on the ortho and reduce this particular space and trim them, and then delete this line. Similarly along here also, we'll just select this, trim this and delete this line. And after that, okay, I've trimmed it a little bit too much. Use Ctrl plus Z, just move it a little lower and then trim it. So after that, we'll just select this, delete that, and after that what we can do is we can select this. First of all, you can just select any line and observe the middle. So middle is around this footing F5, so we know that. After that we select this left to right and use the option of your mirror, and you'll find the middle midpoint symbol. Just to draw a line, erase source objects. No, what will happen is everything is mirrored at the bottom. Similarly, just select line, you check the middle is around this footing F5, and then just click on escape and select it from left to right, all the particular notations, and then click on the mirror option. So we'll search for the middle symbol here. So like this we have made the foundation layout here. So we'll just select this and copy this, and we can turn off the ortho here and place it in one corner of our drawing. So like this we have successfully made the foundation layout here, and for the foundation schedule also you can work on that also. So that part I hope you can be able to make it with the help of simple lines. You simply need to use this data. I've already done that. So we'll cover that portion in the next upcoming videos. So if you have found something useful in this video, do share with your friends. Bye bye.